Have you ever talked to someone about TV shows or they recommend something to you and then you watch it and then feel like super weird because you watch a show and you think they watch this show and the show is like really crude and borderline So today we're going to be talking today we're going to be talking about should Christians watch Stranger Things, Game of Thrones, whatever, all those different types of shows, and then also I'm going to be providing you with some resources or recommendations for alternatives to those things. And the reason why I thought of this was because someone actually messaged me and asked me for recommendations for watching different TV shows when you're a Christian, because a lot of times it can feel like anything you watch is just not the best thing to watch. And being completely transparent, I actually feel really weird when people tell me that they love Game of Thrones. And no judgment to you if you love it or whatever. I've never watched it, but I've heard that the scenes are, like, honestly, they show more than like some porn. And I feel like it's so weird that as a culture, we kind of normalize watching things like that, and that's normal and okay. And even looking at like TV guides and reviews on it, people will say that like even the ways that they portray women are like really inappropriate. So I think as Christians, as human beings, that what we watch has the ability to subconsciously influence us. And that's the same reason why when I am listening to music or if I'm just watching TV and I feel like something in my spirit feels wrong or it's weird, I will change the channel of music I'm listening to, or I'll watch something different. And back in the day, I used to deal with it more. I used to think, whatever, like I'll just skip the parts that are inappropriate in a TV show. But ultimately, appropriate TV shows are not just about sex scenes. And that's something that Deborah Hirsch points out in Redeeming Love. She writes a book about being a lesbian, her journey with God and faith and whatever. And redeeming sex, not redeeming love. Redeeming sex, and she writes about how people are so concerned about sex scenes and TV shows and whatever, but we don't care about the fact that like maybe it's portraying this idea of like gossip and jealousy and all these other values, because our mind is so focused on sex. And I think that's another thing to keep in mind when you're watching TV shows. It might be PG-13, it might be appropriate, but what values is those TV shows teaching you? And I'm going to be going through, if you don't follow, you can go to brownlightcurry.com and brownlightcurry.com. You go to instagram.com/brownlightcurry, and I post a lot of polls and things like that. But I want to go through some recommendations for if you're somebody and you're looking for better media to watch. Because like a lot of these Should Christian videos, I think, yeah, you can watch it, but is it most beneficial? Probably not. And it probably would be best for you to just skip out on that. And even for me, a challenge is, how can I not have so much of my time be spent with just watching TV, you know? As I get older, I think about how old I'm getting. And I actually, like, this is kind of sad, I literally, like, did 365 days in a year, numbered how many years of my life, then I numbered how many years till I die. Not till I die, but, like, till I'm 40, you know? And, well, I'm not trying to say 40 is, like, close to death, but, like, you get what I mean. Just to see, you know, like, how much time until this next phase of life. And it makes me realize that time goes by really quickly, and I don't want to waste my time on earth just watching TV endlessly. Although at times, of course it's fun, and of course it's fine to just, like, watch something to relax, but I don't think that should be the primary way that we're spending our lives. And I feel this a lot of times, especially when I'm feeling like lethargic and tired, but I really feel like, why am I watching other people on TV live their lives instead of me living my life? Like, I should go out there, I should go meet with people and talk with people and have my own conflict, my own issues, rather than just watching other people have issues. Or even, I should read about other people's issues and at least increase like my vocabulary and whatever else. But TV is still fun to decompress with, and I still will watch at least one TV show a day, and I try to limit myself, but summertime, I've watched a lot. But here are some options. I hear PureFlix is a great option. It's a Christian version of Netflix. A friend of mine told me that she grew up watching it, and it's awful. Like, it's really poorly produced shows. So I would say maybe try it out, see if it's for you, but maybe it's not. Sermons by your favorite pastors. And I recommend Mike Todd and also Elevation Church. I also have some sermons if you're interested in watching. I don't know if you are, but yeah, if you are, then it's there. Faith-based podcasts in general. For whatever reason, I can't sit down and listen to a podcast. I think I need to visually see something. So I like to listen to it on commutes, or even I'll listen to faith-based or just other podcasts when I'm doing other stuff, like folding my laundry, folding my clothes, cleaning up. Like, that's kind of when I'll do that. Or even working out. If I'm running, it can kind of distract me. There's also There's also a resource called Plugged In, and if you go on Plugged In, you can look up TV shows like Stranger Things. And looking on that, it looks like Stranger Things is fine. Like, someone actually recommended Stranger Things as a recommendation for a show for Christians to watch. Although this resource did say that Stranger Things is like, there's a little bit of sci-fi and also horror to it. So depending on if you feel comfortable with that. But you can go to TV guides or family guides and things like Plugged In and look up TV shows before watching it. And even just look at the rating. Like, I think if it goes above PG-13, maybe it's not the best bet for you. Someone said that they tried to watch TV with other people. And I think that's a great idea too, because if you wouldn't feel comfortable watching it with someone next to you, because I would imagine it's awkward watching certain like crude TV shows with someone next to you. So if you wouldn't feel comfortable watching that with someone next to you, that might be an indication that you shouldn't be watching it. Someone recommended New Girl, Jane the Virgin, Grey's Anatomy, and This Is Us. I love This Is Us. I highly recommend This Is Us. I also recommend shows like Frasier and Friends and The Office, because I feel like they're not crazy explicit, if that explicit at all. There is a question of like the morality and the values it's teaching you, but a lot of it's just comedy. So it's just like a fun way to like unwind, and it's not really, I don't think it's really teaching you anything wrong in life. So I think that those shows are a great option for you as well. And yeah, there are a lot of really great shows with amazing plot lines and ideas that maybe are a little bit too crude, and you can discern for yourself whether or not you want to watch or ingest that. And even as someone who teaches English, there's a book called Brave New World. I'm reading through it, and to be honest, I'm just beginning it, and it's very crude. It's kind of almost disturbing, but that's kind of the point. You know, sometimes fiction and sometimes books are intentionally disturbing for a reason, and if you were to take that out of the book, you wouldn't have this classic book. So I think that there are times where you can kind of allow yourself to ingest that media, but the mindset that you are ingesting it in really matters. And certain shows are just not worth it. You know, you're like, for Brave New World, I'm learning these lessons about society and rules and whatnot. Like, there's like a bigger lesson there. But a lot of times when we're just reading or watching something, you don't have a purpose behind it. And I think that's the scariest thing, because the things that you watch without really thinking and allowed to just influence you subconsciously, those are the things that you should be wary of. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I was like really energetic, you know, and I'll see you next week. Bye.